Hello everyone. I hope you can all hear me clearly. So welcome to the first edition of the live Quizzytime. I just thought that it would be nice to have a few questions which you all can answer just live and not having to Google all that much. But let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be asking 3 or 4, maybe 4 questions today live to you. Once I ask a question, you are all free to type in your answers into the comments. And then let's see how it goes. Let's see who's got the first right answer. We will discuss the answer, obviously. And I'm thinking of reserving the last 5 minutes to just take any question that you have. So at any point, if you feel you want to just type in a general question, tag it AMA and type it in, and I will answer. Okay. So now, okay, I have to admit I am technology challenged. So this is the first time I'm using this platform called StreamYard. So please excuse problems. All right, let me see. Okay, are we ready for the first question? Okay, so let me ask you a simple one to begin with, because this shouldn't be too hard to do. Now, I will now try to attempt to put it on screen as well. Okay. The first question is very simple. Which animal can survive without a heart? Okay, and I will put it up on the screen. There you go. Which animal can survive without a heart? Okay, hit me with it. Who's got the answers? Hi Amit, hi Kshitij. Which animal do you think can survive without a heart? No one? Amit Ruba is like starfish. Starfish, salamander, amoeba. Tarun Kaushik is like amoeba. Okay, I don't know whether amoeba has heart. Jacinta's like, okay, let me clarify. This animal had a heart to begin with. Okay, so if at any point it loses its heart, it can survive. Is what I'm trying to say. Which animal can has a heart but can survive without it? And please restrict your comments to animals and not to actual human beings. Yes, give me more. Uh, Amit is like, we open Chrome. You can open Chrome if you want. Ant. No, not ant. Which animal can survive without a heart? Interesting question. Tarun Kaushik is like, my ex. Yes, of course, Tarun. I was waiting for something like that. After Modi is like a politician. All right, I can see Hunt will have come from my Twitter. Sanket is like octopus. I think octopus has more than one heart, if I'm not mistaken. But no, crab. Let me give you more context. If the animal is starving, it can actually digest its own heart and recreate it when it has more nutrients. Okay, Kshitish is again politicians. Yeah, I expected that sort of answers. Nobody's getting this one. Which animal can digest its own heart if it has to survive? Is Google not working today? Okay. In about a minute, I will give you the answer, but I'm a little disappointed. I thought this was like the yes, someone has got the answer right. Okay, let me share the comment. Uh, okay, so that's a snake. The right answer is a snake, and yeah, comments. Let me share the comment. Okay, there's a time lag. There you go. Jacinta has got the answer right, and I've managed to share her comment. Okay, interesting one. And Amit Dhruva also now jumped onto the bandwagon. So a snake can actually digest its own heart when it needs more nutrients, and it can survive without food for 2 years. Okay. Now, let's go on to a little more difficult question. Okay. Okay. A very interesting story. America once won a war with a secret weapon. What was this weapon? Okay, America once won a war with a secret weapon, which was lace curtains. Let me just hide that thing. Yes. America once won a war with a secret weapon, which is lace curtains. Okay. Now, which war was it, and how would lace curtains help them win? Okay, this is an interesting one. It's a very, very interesting question. How would lace curtains help you win a war? Yes, World War Two. But give me a specific war and give me the reason why you would use lace curtains to win it, Nitin. Okay. Khalil is like Vietnam War, Vietnam. Why lace curtains? Why would you use lace curtains? Why would a soldier use lace curtains? Okay. So Nitin Jadhav has got it right. Jacinta is getting everything right. Okay. Um, Radhe Gidyal is like anything relevance with honey trap. Oh dear God! If soldiers have to dress up in lace to put out a honey trap for the other side, I think I would want to view this war. But I like that answer. World War Two. Okay, I'm going to leave it open for one more minute. Does anyone think that women, so that the opponents thought that they were women? Again, Tarun Kaushik going for that answer. Tarun, how much lace would a man have to wear for you to assume he was a woman? And I personally think a few more props would be required, but that's just me. Okay, so Khalil ur Rehman Khan is like Cold War. Actually, it's a nice answer. Wrong answer, but a nice answer. Okay. Okay. I'm going to give you this. So Jacinta has got the answer right. So has Amit Dhruva, and even Amin Hasnani. Okay. The answer is that there was a sergeant called William Furia. Okay, in the American forces, the Allied forces, and this was in the Battle of the Bulge in the Second World War, when the Allies were fighting against the Germans in Belgium and in the Belgian area. Okay, and he just put lace curtains from an abandoned house on his helmet for a joke. But all the soldiers realized that because there was so much snow around, it made like the best camouflage ever. So they used these lace curtains on their helmets as camouflage and ultimately won the war. Of course, the war wasn't won in a day. It went on for for 1 month, 1 week, and 2 days. And it was one of the bloodiest battles that the Allies fought. But this was an essential part of it, lace curtains. Okay, not bad. Jacinta is getting everything right correctly the first time. Okay, Kshitij Ahuja is like, is this an open internet quiz? Of course it is. Of course it is. Feel free to Google anything that you like. Okay, we will now go on to the next question, which is one of my favorites. Wait, let me hide that. Okay, now an artist got into a fight with a 21-year-old guy. Okay, a know-it-all 21-year-old millennial type, not a millennial type. Just let's assume 21. So this guy was like, "It's such a horrible time to be 21." And then he told the artist, he's like, "At least you got to grow up in the 50s when nothing happened." And this artist was so flabbergasted. He said, "What do you mean nothing happened?" And he began listing everything that happened in the 50s. Okay. How do you know this rant? Because you do. In By what other name do you know this rant? Okay, so this is just listed half the question, but yeah, you get what I mean. Basically, an artist was asked by a 21-year-old guy, at least you got to grow up in the 50s, nothing happened. And he was like, "What rubbish. I will tell you exactly what happened in the 50s." And he began listing everything that happened in the 50s. And you know this entire list by another name. How do you know this list? It's pretty famous. I'm pretty sure all of you have heard of it. All right. I can see some answers coming up. How do you know this list of whatever happened in the 50s? In what form do you know it? Okay, so people are getting the answer right. The correct answer, shall I just wait for a minute more? But you can all read the comments, so yeah. Okay, the correct answer is We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel, which is basically just a rant of everything that happened in the 50s. And I've actually got the link to the Wikipedia article that lists, yeah, it's a pre BuzzFeed era. That's a nice one. Okay, it's actually like the first BuzzFeed list. So I've put the link of it to the Wikipedia article. It's got a list of everything that he's mentioned. So yes, the answer to this was Billy Joel. We didn't start the fire. Okay, not bad. Everyone's getting the answers right. Rasputin. Uh, Anil thinks that the answer is Rasputin. Rasputin, the song Rasputin by ABBA. Rasputin was a song. ABBA was a group. Rasputin was about Rasputin. Not, and I don't think there was a 50s, but I can check that. Okay, let's go on to another one. Where are we? Yes. Okay, I'm going to hide this. Okay. Now, of course, people say that you can survive in the wild by eating meat. Am I right? If you've seen Survivor and all of those reality series, people have survived in the wild by just killing animals and eating meat. But there is one animal which, if you try to live on the meat of that animal, no matter how much you eat, you will die of starvation. Okay? Which animal would this be? And why would you die of starvation even though you're eating it? Okay. Before, while you're attempting the question, I will just go through all the comments. Around Rasputin. Okay. Tarun Kaushik is right. Rasputin was about the king only. Bonnie M. Yes, it was Bonnie M. It was not Abba. Okay. Kshitij Ahuja is like, you could go to quizzing with the comedians. Well, I've got my own Quizzytime. I'm staying in Quizzytime. Okay. Hi, Shivam. Heart, heart, heart. Whatever. All right. Now, let's go back to this question. In the wild, if you had to kill an animal and eat a lot of it, imagine you killed many of these animals and you ate a lot of that meat, you would still die of starvation. Why? Okay, I understand that you have the name of the meat there, but why would you die of starvation? You're finally eating something, right? Think. Tapeworm. Tapeworm. Kshitij Ahuja. Tapeworms are found inside your body. Okay. Now, I don't know what sort of wild you're going into where you're going to remove tapeworms from your own stomach and eat them. But I would be interested in pitching this to Netflix because it sounds fun. Um, hmm. Yes. Okay, I've got Vinny Funky is like unicorn. Okay. Vinny Funky's read a lot of Harry Potter, but that's cool. Unicorns. Okay, but it's actually an interesting answer. Okay, a lot of people have answered it. It is a rabbit. And the reason is that rabbit meat is so lean, it has no fat, that it takes a lot of our own body nutrients to break it down and digest it. So you're actually using more nutrients to digest it than you are gaining. And that's why if you have solely rabbits, you will eventually get nausea, you will have diarrhea, you will faint, and you will die. And this is called protein poisoning. I'm putting the link into from Wikipedia into this, which was interestingly studied by funded by meat packers. Okay, they funded the study to find out why you die when you eat too many rabbits. Okay, let me see some comments. Rabbits, protein for tiger. Radhe Gidyal, if you're stuck in the wild and you can kill many tigers to eat them, then I don't think you have a problem. After मुझे घी लगा के खा लो. हाँ, of course, in the wild, yes. Okay, so that's 3 questions down. Now, the last question is a little long. It's actually a story. And let's see. I'm going to tell you the story, and I'm going to stop at one point, and let's see if you can figure out what happened next. I will, of course, give you the closing at the end of it. Okay. After I finish the story, I'm going to be taking any sorts of questions from the audience. So if you have any questions, just type it in under the title AMA and I will get down to it. All right. Now the story. Now on New Year's Eve, 1946, New York. Okay. There's a 19-year-old girl called Pearl Lusk, and she had just been fired from her job and she was very depressed. And this very good looking man came up to her and he asked her for a drink. Now, of course, Pearl was a very well brought up girl who didn't go out with good looking guys, and So she was a little hesitant, but he was really good looking. So she finally decided that I'm coming out with you. So they had a drink, and she began telling him how she was fired and how no one would hire her right now. And he said, "You know what? I could give you a job." So he says that I'm an insurance agent and I'm tracking this woman who has run off with jewels. Okay, she steals jewels and she hides it inside her clothes. And this guy said his name was Alan LaRue. Alan LaRue. So he said, I want you to track this woman called Olga Trapani, who has stolen a lot of jewels and she's hiding it below her belt under her clothes. Okay. So he says, I will give you an X-ray camera which will help you take a picture of these jewels under her clothes. And he gives her this little box, okay, which has a hole at one end and a rope at the other. And he sends her after Olga. Now, both she and Olga are young women, good-looking women, and Pearl is very excited to have her first job, which is sounding very interesting, like a private investigator. So she tracks down Olga and she points that box at her and pulls the string. Nothing happens. So she goes back to Alan LaRue and he's like, yes, yes, thank you. I'll develop the film and I'll tell you how it turned out. So the next day he calls her again and he said, the film didn't develop properly. So I'll have to send you back in to take one more picture. And I think the problem was with the camera. So I've got a better camera for you. And he gives her this New Year gift box. Okay, it's very nicely decorated with Happy New Year on it. It's got a hole at one end and it's got a wire at the other. And again, Pearl chases Olga through the New York subway station, and she points the box at her and pulls the rope. And what happens next? Okay, what do you think happens next? Was this the first time an X-ray camera was invented in history? What actually happened next? No, Anirudh, this is not the kissing photo before the World War. So yes, to ask the question again, Vinny Funky is like the box explodes. Okay, why would the box explode? But okay, I will give you that. What else is it? Okay, murder how? K.O. Nair. Wedding proposal from Kshitij Ahuja. Okay, wedding like what? Like a wedding proposal pops out of the box. It's an interesting take. I did not assume this is coming. Okay, Nitin Jadhav is like he's intrigued. Amin Hasnani is like they live happily ever after. Who? Pearl and Olga or Pearl and Alan LaRue? Keo Naruta's shotgun murder. Aftab Mujek's suicide bombing. Okay. Gamma rays from Anirudh. Shulcha is like selling a new type of camera. Okay. So obviously, the Keo Nair got it right. When she points the box at Olga and pulls the string, there's a loud explosion and Olga falls down holding her leg. And the police come rushing and Pearl is standing there clueless. She's like, I just took a picture of her and someone shot her. Okay? Because the police opened the box and they found that it was actually a shotgun, a sawed-off shotgun with a rope attached to the trigger. So now the story unfolds that Alan LaRocque was actually Rocco. Alphonse Rocco and Olga Trapani was his ex-wife, who he was very jealous about. He was wondering who she was roaming around meeting. So he conned Pearl into doing this entire thing to kill Olga. Now, of course, Olga didn't die. Olga lost her leg. Okay, so apparently she turned to the police at that point and said, "This is obviously my ex-husband's doing. He's finally got me. I'm a cripple now." But Rocco ran off, and he was involved in a police gunfight 2 days later, and he got shot and he died. But here I come to the most interesting part of the story. Pearl and Olga became friends for life. Okay, which I find okay. So let's assume you're in the woman's place. You've just been shot by an idiot who did not know she was being conned. While I might be understanding enough to forgive her, would you ever be making friends with her? I don't know. Is it just me, or do I find this entire equation weird? Avtar Modi is like Hamraz in New York. Winnie Punk is like Sherlock Holmes kind of story. Interesting. And Kshitij Ahuja is like arcane. All right, no. But I don't know, would you be able to make friends with someone who shot you, however unintentionally? Nitin Jadhav is like, what an elaborate scheme to get someone killed. Abbas Mastan level. Sulsha is like they hated the same guy. Okay, now I will give you that. That actually does make sense. There are no women answering, so all of these guys only have come up with these theories. Both women hate the same guy. They will want to be friends. Anyway, so this brings me to the close of the questions that I had today. I estimated that 4 questions would take half an hour, but obviously I was wrong. So I will work on a different format next time. I'm trying to hold this every Sunday at about 5 o'clock, and let's see how it goes. Um, Aftab is like, if they're both conned by the same man, it connects. Possibly. All right, Stockholm syndrome. That's an interesting take. All right. Any questions for me? I am here for about 5 more minutes. Any questions if people have, like just generally? Nothing to do with quiz. Please don't quiz me. I'm not come to answer quiz questions. Okay. Okay. Akshay Arya is here. That's nice. So next time I'll probably do a theme. Let's see how it goes. And yes, we should try some way to kind of not show the answers live. No, but I don't know how to do that. Anyway, thank you guys. If there are no more questions, I will log off. Next time, I'll probably try to get a guest who also attempts to answer with you all, which makes it interesting. Okay, I will see you all next Sunday. And thank you. Okay, Kshitij Ahuja like movies quiz, please. Okay, why not? Next Sunday, let's do movies, Hollywood and Bollywood. Um, Okay. Yes, Akshay, thank you. Please share and like if you like the video because I really need more subscribers. I'm tired of hearing the phrase underrated. So if you could, thanks so much, and I will see you next Sunday. Let me figure out how to quit this stream.